become the Lamb of God.
Your gift of love they crucified. They laughed and scorned him as he died. The humble king they named a fraud and sacrificed the Lamb of God. O Lamb of God, sweet Lamb of God, I love the holy Lamb of God. Oh, wash me in his precious blood,
My Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God. I was so lost, I should have died, but you have brought me to your side, to be led by your staff and rod, and to be called the Lamb of God.
O Lamb of God, sweet Lamb of God, I love the holy Lamb of God. Oh, wash me in his precious blood, my Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God. O Lamb of God, sweet Lamb of God, I love the holy Lamb of God. Oh, wash me in his precious blood.
My Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God.
I am Salome. With other women, I traveled with Jesus. I'm the one who made the bread for the last meal. I and several other women traveled with Jesus from Galilee. I would have followed him anywhere, but I told him I was worried about going to Jerusalem, especially during Passover. But he just looked at me tenderly and said it was where we needed to be. So I went on the journey. I helped prepare the Passover meal, the meal we shared together. I was worried, but I didn't know it would be our last meal together.
I am James. My brother and I, along with Peter, used to be fishermen until we joined Jesus' inner group of disciples. We had no idea what that would really mean that night, that last night. I would have stayed awake if I had known it was the end, really. But we all thought it was just another night that Jesus was out praying while we were so exhausted, all we could do was fall asleep. We should have known something was different. He came back 3 times, and we were asleep each time.
I am John, James' brother. You know us as the sons of Zebedee. We always worked together, even after Jesus came and turned our world upside down. Looking back at that night in the garden, we wondered how we could have been caught off guard like that. One minute we were sleeping, and the next, the garden was full of soldiers and Judas. We wondered how Jesus didn't know what was coming. We wondered why he didn't lead us out the other way. We'd seen him do it before. But he faced his accuser and the soldiers with a sad grace that still haunts me.
I am Judas. Jesus was not who I thought he was. If only he would have listened to me. Well, at first I believed Jesus, believed his teachings would change the world. I believed his way of love and justice would make a difference. But his way was too slow. He wouldn't move fast enough, and we didn't have that kind of time. I didn't have that kind of time. And so, I took matters into my own hands and sold him out for 30 pieces of silver. Of course, I didn't know what it would be like, how he would look at me when I led the soldiers to him and greeted him with a kiss.
My name is Peter. I was a fisherman. I was the son of a fisherman. I married a fisherman's daughter. And then Jesus came and showed me how large life could really be. I have followed Jesus all the time. I said I would never turn away from him. I swear I would have done anything for him. I would have stormed the gates of hell for him. But when he was arrested, my world was upended again. I found myself saying, no, no, that's not me. No, I don't know him. No, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I lost him, and my no rang in the darkness around me.
I am a member of the Jewish Council. We on the Jewish Council had been watching Jesus for some time. Jesus was a danger to our way of life. He didn't understand the trouble he was causing for our tentative relationship with Rome. How did he think he was going to get away with his rabble-rousing, healing on the Sabbath, teaching against the law, turning over the tables in the temple? We couldn't have it. We have a very delicate relationship with the Romans, and a force like Jesus would upset the balance. He had to be dealt with. We had no choice.
I am the servant girl. I like to stop by the courtyard before I started my workday at the high priest's house. It was a great place to pick up gossip, which I could share with the other servants as the day went on. That morning, while it was still dark, many people were gathered around. The man Jesus was being questioned inside. I had seen him earlier in the week. Then I recognized one man who was hanging around as one of his friends. I said, "Hey, you are his friend, aren't you?" He said no. Then he said no again. One of the other folks said, "But you sound Galilean," and he said no again. It was almost dawn, and the cock crowed just at that moment. The look on his face when he heard the sound, it was like his heart was being broken. I got more gossip than I bargained for that day.
You know me as Pilate, Roman governor of Judea. I was assigned this backwater part of the Roman Empire. My palace was in the more temperate city of Tiberias, but I had to be in Jerusalem during the Passover because the Jews flooded the town and were ready for trouble. Then a few leaders brought me trouble in the man of Jesus. They brought him to me just after dawn. You think they could have waited until after breakfast, but they had been at it all night. He didn't look that impressive, beaten and bloodied, but they said he was a threat to Rome. So I asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" And all he said was, "You say so." He didn't speak again. It was outrageous. He had the audacity to refuse to answer my questions. So I made it clear who was really in charge.
I'm Barabbas. My name means son of the Father. I could have been anyone. I wanted to be someone. The Romans had ruined my life in so many ways. They needed to be overthrown, and I fought against their rule. I was arrested during the Passover and was held to be crucified. Then Pilate asked the crowd who he should spare, me or Jesus, and the crowd chose me. I was freed, but when I realized the reality of what happened that day, I discovered I was not free at all. So I say the Romans have ruined me in more ways than one.
I am Simon of Cyrene. You know what they say about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sometimes you can't tell, though, if it was meant to be or not. Jews are required to go to Jerusalem for the Passover if they are at all able. So I went. I wanted just to do my duty and go home, away from the noisy streets and the crowds. But I was there in the street that day when they brought Jesus out of town, carrying his cross. He was so weak from his beatings that he could hardly stand. And so the soldiers made me do it, made me carry this instrument of torture for this man with the most piercing eyes I have ever seen.
I am Mary, mother of James and Jose's. Like Mary Magdalene and Salome, I traveled with Jesus, provided for his meals, made sure he looked after himself. Tried to, anyway. Nothing was the same after Jesus. He taught us that we had a place at the table, not just to cook the food and set the table, but to be at the table, eating together, talking, learning, laughing, sharing. He opened our eyes to what was possible, what we could be, how God was with us. We had seen so much, so we had to watch. We had to see what happened to him. We didn't want him to bear it alone.
I am Mary Magdalene. There are rumors about me, but this is the truth. Jesus saved me, and I have loved and followed him ever since. At the end, I understood why the men were scared. The Romans didn't suspect us women of being followers, much less leaders with Jesus. So we were able to stay within sight of that awful hill. Even if it would have meant my death, I would have been there. And we saw. We were the witnesses, and we continue to be the witnesses of all that humans can do, of all that we can bear. We kept watch, and we watch still.
You know me as Joseph of Arimathea. I am a Jewish man of means, and I quietly followed this Jesus. He tugged at my heart in a powerful way. After crucifixion, the bodies are usually left on the cross, as if that would add to the cruelty. Yet I was able to spare Jesus that. I was a respected member of the council, quietly following him. I wasn't able to change his fate in all the debate the night before, but I was able to ask to take his body. So just before sundown, when it would have been too late, I was able to take his body into a new tomb. And since the sun was setting, we rolled the stone across the opening and left him there.